Wrong button. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Arc Basics. I'm Phlinger Phoo, and today we're going to be talking about the 5 or maybe even 6 best early game tames that you can start off with in Arc. Now, there are a lot of different creatures in this game that offer all sorts of different bonuses, all sorts of different little quirks, and all sorts of different things that they can harvest. But there are a little bit more specialized ones that you can get into, but these ones are just going to be the best overall and general ones that will give you the biggest leg up in your beginning playthrough in Arc. Alright, so without further ado, let's get started. The first one I would like to actually say is the Parasaur. These guys are absolutely amazing. If you were to get one early on, which they are extremely easy to get, the saddle to be, the level to be able to craft the saddle for these guys, it's super low, level 9. And it's really easy to get. Fiber, hide, wood, you can kill dodos and get this saddle. And this guy right here, he will be your buddy all the way through until the very end game of Arc, and I'll explain that here in just a second. Because not only do these guys, they actually have, this guy's actually only level 24 right now. He's pretty low level. But they have a rather high weight stat, so they'll help you out quite a bit. Plus also these guys, they can gather berries for you. Granted, their berry gathering, it's not as good as some of the other dinosaurs, and it's not even better than one of the other dinosaurs on this list, actually a couple of the dinos. But you can get quite a few berries just by smacking the bushes. Lining up the bushes underneath this guy's nozzle is a little bit tricky sometimes, but they will definitely help you out on your playthrough as you get started. Plus also, once you're done with them, you can turn these guys, you can use their alert settings and you can turn them on to turret mode, which allows you to notice things around, as it'll highlight it as red, anything that will potentially attack you or anything that is bad. While you're not writing it, you can enable the turret mode, or you can just right click it and it'll send out a ping while you're writing it, so where you can notice things around you. It's really, really helpful. Also, they've got another one that automatically scares things around you. It does have a long cooldown, but it will help you out in a pinch to get out of dodge. Okay, yeah, that just didn't work. Alright, but yeah, you access that by pressing C, and then it gives you a debuff called Horse that lasts for 2 minutes. But what that does is everything in a conal frontal AoE in front of you that is attacking you will get scared and it'll run away. And then also, if you do that around other dinos, it'll turn them on passive flee. But still, alright, pay very close attention to that. But yeah, Parasaurs, these guys are amazing. And if you can get a really high level one, they actually can be quite good at going out and allowing you to explore things. See, there we go. We've got an enemy somewhere around here. It's probably off in the water somewhere. But yeah, trying to highlight where it pings red. But yes, it does ping red, and it shows you that bad things are around. Alright, now moving on to number 2. And number 2 is actually kind of gonna... It's like a Parasaur, only better. And what I mean by that is it's nothing like it. It's a Trike. That's right. It's the only thing that's rather similar with these guys is these guys, they will gather berries. And they will gather berries by the bucket load. It's rather impressive just how fast these guys can get you berries and all sorts of other stuff. And their stats, this guy's actually a rather high level one, so his stats are kind of good, but they have a much higher health pool, a much higher weight, much higher melee damage than Parasaurs as well. Plus also these guys, they can take a beating, and they can also dish out a beating. And what they do is when they start smacking something, alright, when you're fighting with these things, these guys actually have the ability to push things away from them while they're attacking. So, here, watch this. Yeah, see, they have a really good pushback that allows you to just keep timing it perfectly, so where you rarely ever get hit. And it's even forcing this guy's AI to put him into flight mode, because he's just not hitting me. But yeah, using that attack in that way, these guys you can fight Rexes and all sorts of stuff with these guys. And, you know, the old pictures of Alright, come on, Mr. Turtle. The old pictures of Trikes fighting T-Rexes that you used to look at as a kid, yeah, that happens in this game. It's pretty cool, and these guys are actually rather formidable. Also, they have a couple other attacks that I will talk about here in a second, once these turtles decide to go away. Alright, now also Trikes have a really cool ability that allows you to charge up this really good charge. And then go charging forward, and then smack anything in front of them. It's pretty dang cool. All you do is hold your right click, and then release when ready. It's rather impressive what they do. Also, it debuffs them and it snares them once it finally hits. It's pretty cool. So with these guys, you can actually explore all over the maps. As long as the Trike can reach it, you're pretty well set. Alright, so as early game carnivores go, I think that there are some rather good ones. Yeah, there's raptors, they're okay. Raptors suffer from really, really bad weight, and then also they're only really good if you have a pack. Direwolves, they're alright as well. Matter of fact, the fact that direwolf, you don't even have to put a saddle on, you just tame it at any level, and then you can just hop on it and just ride it like that. But I would have to say that for my number 3 pick, we're going Sabertooth. These guys are absolutely amazing, and they will help you out so well. The level to get the Sabertooth saddle, it's pretty low. It's 37. But when you have one of these guys, if you have a Sabertooth early game, it's one of the very first times where you actually feel like you are a formidable force. I mean, on a Trike, you feel tough. You feel like you can take a beating. But on a Sabertooth, you feel you get that kind of raw, primal feel to yourself. So where you can actually just go out, you can eat things, and you can harvest them and all sorts of, I mean, you feel kind of tougher, which is so good. It's a really good feeling, especially the first time you tame Sabertooth. And also, one of the benefits with these guys, let's turn this on so you can see it, is when you harvest things with the Sabertooth, you get so much hide. I mean, so much hide. These guys will give you so much hide and just kind of just propel you yeah, they'll propel your gameplay and allow you to gather everything. Your hide woes are over, your meat woes are over, and you are just ready to get out and start taming the bigger and better and awesome stuff. And a lot of times on playthroughs, I will have one Sabertooth that goes with me for quite a long time. It's like this guy right here. He's 283. I've had this guy for a long time, and it's, I mean, there's like a bond between the Ark Survivor and their early game carnivore. There just is, right? Mine happens to be a Sabertooth. I love these guys. These guys are amazing. So much better than raptors. And their weight, yeah, it's much better than raptors, which is good. Because on a raptor, you literally have to trim down a lot of the stuff in your inventory just so you can take it out. On a Sabertooth, you don't have to do that nearly as much. You may have to, depends on what type of one you tame. This one is really good. This one is amazing, and I love Sabertooths. Alright, now that we've covered the early game ground game, at least for now, we're going to be getting into a few of the other ones, because we're going to go with my number 4 pick. And the number 4 pick is a Pteranodon. These guys, it's kind of a no-brainer. They will be your first dinosaur that you use to gain flight, and I am too heavy for this guy to carry me. These guys actually kind of fall in the same trap as the raptors. They have very little weight. But once you're actually on one, you can go out, you can explore a whole bunch of cool stuff, and you can... Here, let me just pump up this guy's weight a little bit so he can carry me. Ah, there we go. You can actually go out, you can explore, and you can see what all there is in Ark. Now, these guys, they're really easy to tame. All it takes is a bullet and a couple trank arrows to the head, and then maybe some meat, some prime meat, stuff like that. You just get it out, you tame these guys, you put the saddle on it, and you just go exploring. There is a really good feel for how it feels like when you're on your first Pteranodon, flying around the island. It's kind of amazing. Alright, now on my next pick, I've talked quite a bit in a bunch of my other videos about how necessary it is to start growing crops as quick as possible. Even if you just put a little tap with a little crop plot right down here and start planting some carrots right away, you can get this early on. But there are some other maps that allow you to tame these guys super early on. And we are talking about The Equus. These guys are absolutely amazing. You can craft their saddle. It's a little bit higher, but, well, it's level 20. But also, you can ride these guys absolutely without a saddle. You don't even need it. You can just pop on them and you just ride them like this. But once you do have a saddle at level 20, which is pretty dang easy to make, it also turns out to be, there's a mortar and pestle in here. So once you have the engrams learned, you can craft spark powder, you can craft narcotics in here. It's really, really impressive. These guys, if you're going for a more nomadic style lifestyle, these guys will actually be really, really good. But also, if you're going with the traditional base and just unlocking yourself into one spot, these guys are also amazing just for that. Now, on certain maps, you can start off by just harvesting carrots just right out of the ground. Like on Ragnarok and Fjordur, you can just pop up, find places like this right next to this waterfall, grab carrots just right off the ground. Just like that. And then you can use these carrots to tame these guys, and these guys will be your best friend for a long, long, long time. Plus, also, for gathering berries, these guys do it almost as well as a trike. It's really impressive how fast you can gather berries with these guys. Plus, also, you can take the narco berries and you just craft the narcotics right in your inventory. Really, really cool. So yeah, if you're starting out and you're on one of the maps that allow you to tame an Equus early on, I would recommend that you do that first. As soon as you get to level 10, when you're high enough level to tame one, and then just make it your buddy for a long time. You may even want to get a couple of them. On Fjordur, there's a couple spots, or one spot that I know of, where you can get carrots. On Ragnarok, carrots are all over the highlands up here in the far side. Alright, now for my number one, one that is just will give you the biggest leg up on just about any one, is if you're playing on a map that actually allows them, is the Maewing. These guys are so good at what they do. They are one of the most mobile dinos that you can get early game. They can glide around super, super fast. Plus, also, they can help you breed all of your dinosaurs that make all your other dinosaurs super easy, super strong. It's really good. You can use them for feeding your babies. You can use them to help imprinting. You can use all sorts of cool stuff. These guys are so, so good. And then also, when you it takes a little bit to get used to the movement on these guys, the gliding mechanic, but once you do, you can go so many cool places with these guys. It is really good. Alright, so, yeah, that is my recommendations for the early game tames. Now, make sure that for each individual dino, I put a link to all of the dinosaurs, or the basics on how to tame them, where to get them, and then all the different little minute things that they do on for the basic videos up in the top right hand corner as I was doing this video. So hey, yeah, if you have any further questions, you want to dive deeper onto each individual dino, just click the link for that specific spot up in the top right hand corner. Alright, so hey, I hope this video helped you out. I hope you liked it. If you did, make sure you click that like button. I really appreciate it. If you're new around here, subscribe. And until next time, this is Phlinger Phoo, and take it easy, everybody.